Not long ago, in a land where caravans passed each dawn through golden sunlight and swirling dust, three friends lived side by side. Three men from a small village who had grown up together, shared their bread and sat at the same humble table. They were merchants, known as Piluri. The first was Bahman, a man with thick arms, a broad chest, and a face that was hard to look at when anger overtook him. The second was Safdar, eloquent, charming, silver-tongued, so persuasive he could talk even the village's scrawniest donkey into turning the millstone. The third was Yunus, gentle, soft-spoken, an artist in his own way, a master of masonry and repairing homes. Three friends, three different strengths. One day they decided to buy a larger load of goods, hoping to earn a great profit. They packed their merchandise, whispered their prayers, and set off. But before even reaching halfway, they fell into the hands of the notorious Sana bandits, merciless thieves who had terrorized the roads for years. The bandits took everything, their goods, their money, their clothes. Only their lives were spared. They stood alone under the brutal desert sun, empty-handed. Safdar asked, "Should we return?" Bahman clenched his fists. "No, we'll start again. From zero, but we won't go back empty-handed." That night, they made a deal with a tea house keeper. They would work as helpers, washing dishes, lighting fires, in exchange for shelter. The next morning, they went to the labor square. Safdar used his silver tongue to get Yunus hired as a master builder. Other workers grumbled, "Why him?" But one look at Bahman's massive frame and drooping mustache, and every voice went silent. The crowd stepped back. Months passed. They worked hard. They saved every coin. Slowly, they built up a respectable amount of money. They entrusted their savings to an elderly woman, Mother Tarab. Their condition was clear. "Only return this when all three of us are standing before you together." But Yunus began to harbor bitterness. "Safdar just talks. Bahman just lifts. I do the real work. Why share equally?" Resentment became a flame. One day, Yunus tricked his friends to wait in the alley. He told Mother Tarab, "Give me the money for a bathhouse business. Look, they are right there." She called down, "Do you need the money for the bathhouse?" Thinking she meant the bath fee, they yelled, "Yes." She handed the fortune to Yunus. Yunus took the money, slipped out the back door, and vanished. When Bahman and Safdar learned the truth, they were furious. They dragged Mother Tarab to the judge. The judge scolded her. "You were warned. You have 2 days to return the money." She was devastated. She cried for 2 days. Then a young boy saw her and asked why she was sad. She told him the tragedy. The child thought for a moment. "It's simple," he said. "Tell the judge I will hand over the money only when all 3 men stand together before me, just as the condition says." The next day she repeated the words. The judge was astonished. "Since one has run away, I cannot give the money." The debt was impossible to pay. The judge realized the wisdom came from the child. He declared, "Son, from this day on, you are a wise man." He rewarded him and sent him to school. Years later, that child became a great scholar. He taught that sometimes a single word from a child reveals a truth 100 elders could not grasp.